Welcome and thank you for joining us. I'm Georgia Richards.
And I'm Jake Greenwich. We're happy that you've tuned in. This is Ouachita News.
Kaylin, are we wearing sweatshirts this week or t-shirts? What is the weather looking like?
Hello Ouachita and happy Tune season. The weather is finally cooling off a bit just in time for fall activities with lows in the 60s all week. The high today is 90 with a low of 64, and today's sunshine will continue throughout the rest of this week, with Thursday bringing us a high of 91 and a low of 64, and Friday with a high of 92 and a low of 65. The weekend will warm back up with a high of 93 and a low of 66. And next week will be a little more toasty with a high of 95 and a low of 67 on Monday and a high of 97 and a low of 70 on Tuesday. Crank up that AC for just a bit longer and hang in there, Tigers, because we're another week closer to fall and the leaves are soon to fall on campus. Predictions are by AccuWeather. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Kaylin. I'm excited for the fall leaves and cool fall air. Ouachita released this week the highest enrollment number in 56 years, totaling at 1,784 students. This number is including residential, graduate, online, and high school students taking current credit classes at Ouachita. Great news for the school and great news for the future of the university.
Ouachita's Terrace apartment complex is up and running. Ouachita News' Caroline Derby has more with what students are saying after living there for a few weeks. Caroline?
Ouachita unveiled its new 144-bedroom apartment complex entitled Terrace Apartments, complete with all the finest amenities, as you can see behind me. But like all new things, it's got some growing pains. With brand new appliances and furniture, the Terrace Apartment Complex is the it place to live, and students were eager to apply back in the spring in hopes of a great year.
We actually only wanted the new apartments. We did not want any other apartment because we didn't want to have to pay for furniture and bring it all in. And so when we applied for the apartments, we specified only the new apartment. It's really nice and sweet, and also the fact that they're just new and like we're the first people who get to like live in it, which is great.
After living in the Terrace Apartment Complex for a few days, they realized that there were some issues that needed to take care of and maybe some unfinished aspects, but it was nothing that Ouachita Maintenance and the construction team could not handle.
We came in and our stove wasn't working at first, and like the clock, the cooking ability of it, it just was kaput. With an apartment you want to cook, so with the stove not working, it was a little difficult, but they came in and they fixed it quickly. They took time out, we just caught them in the hallway and they came right in, and it took 10 minutes max. We didn't have any chairs for our dining room table or legs to our coffee table or little accent table.
While a stove might not have worked in the beginning and they don't have bathroom doors quite yet, they tell me they are still so happy to be in an apartment and thankful they live in Terrace Apartments. For the Ouachita News Show, I'm Caroline Derby.
Thank you, Caroline. Those apartments are looking great. Tiger Tune's theme reveal video was played at halftime of the Ouachita football game this weekend. The men of Ada will be coming on stage as mall cops, Betas will be Beach Boys, Rho Sigma will be the referees, with Kappa Australia making an appearance as well. The women of EEE will be reporting live. Tri-Chi will be the Rocks, Chi Mu are Queens, Gammas are Aerobics, and Chi Delta will bring the party with the disco. Finally, we're also going to see Campus Ministries Marathon and Student Life Sweet Shop. Tiger Tunes is right around the corner with an incredible lineup, and I don't know about you, Georgia, but I'm pretty excited.
Same here. I'll be in Campus Ministries show and I'm running a marathon with them.
That's awesome, and I know you've ran a marathon before, right? So it shouldn't be too hard.
I have for sure. Practice for Tunes are underway and we will continue to update as the weeks of practice unfold.
Dr. Norman Pumphrey Jr. has been named Professor of Engineering and joins Ouachita faculty in the J.D. Patterson School of Natural Sciences after serving nearly 30 years in the engineering department at Louisiana Tech University in Reston. He will help launch Ouachita's new 4-year Bachelor of Science degree pathway in engineering, planned to begin the fall of 2023 pending approval from the university's institutional accreditor, the Higher Learning Commission. Welcome to Ouachita, Dr. Pumphrey.
Joe Couch, Ouachita's punter, is punting for a purpose, and that purpose is Group Living, Inc., a nonprofit providing normalization skills and living assistance to adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. If Joe, a punt is downed within the 20-yard line, Joe will donate $20 to Group Living. He is asking you to match him. Head over to www.groupliving.org to donate and learn more about Group Living. And speaking of Ouachita sports, our own Jill Parsons has the Roar Rundown for us. Jill, how are things in the world of sports?
Welcome to the Roar Rundown. I'm Jill Parsons and I'm here to bring you up to date on what's been happening in the world of Ouachita athletics. The Tigers capped off an emotional week with a 45-0 win over Southern Nazarene in the football home opener. The game was the first for the team after the sudden passing of defensive teammate Clark Yarborough. After the tribute to Yarborough before kicking off, the Tigers had no problem moving into the 2-0 on the season, defeating the Crimson Storm. TJ Cole ran 154 yards and a touchdown, and quarterback Riley Harms threw 2 touchdown passes. On Monday, the Tigers moved to the top 10 in all 3 National Division II polls. Ouachita plays at Arkansas Tech this Saturday. The Tiger volleyball team went 3-1 last week, including a perfect 3-0 record at Harding Invitational in Searcy, defeating William Jewell, Alabama Huntsville, and Lee. Senior Lexi Castillo was named GAC Defensive Player of the Week. Castillo averaged almost 22 digs per match over the weekend and had 4 service aces in the win over UAH. The Ouachita soccer teams finished up in their last non-conference matches of the season in Texas last weekend. The women lost 3-1 at UT Tyler, but defeated Texas Women's 2-1 thanks to goals from Jamie Dotson and Jamie Fowler. Dotson also scored the goal in the loss to Tyler. The men's teams lost its matches to Tyler and to Dallas Baptist. The women opened GAC play this Thursday at Harding. Ouachita men plays at home twice this week, facing Southern Nazarene Thursday at 4 and Northeastern State Saturday at 1 at Cluck Field. The cross-country teams were off last weekend but began the season 2 weeks ago by hosting the Bob Cravett Invitational. Taylor Keith led the way for the women's team victory, earning medalist honors on her way to being named GAC Runner of the Week. Ouachita men also won, defeating Southern Arkansas by 2 points in the men's races. Evan Armitage paced the Tigers with a second-place finish individually. Both teams will run in Missouri Southern Stampede this Saturday in Joplin, Missouri. I'm Jill Parsons, and that's this week's Roar Rundown. For more information about Ouachita Athletics, visit obutigers.com, and to watch the live broadcast of home events from the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, visit osdn.live. Back to you.
Thank you, Jill. We look forward to cheering the Tigers on to victory in the future.
We sure do. Thank you for tuning in to Ouachita News. To see behind the scenes of the show and keep up to date with events at Ouachita, follow us on our Instagram page at Ouachita News and like our Facebook page at the Ouachita News Show, as well as subscribe to our brand new YouTube channel, the Ouachita News Show.
We have lots of new here this year, and we're excited to share with all of you. Have a great week.
We will see you next time.